Welcome to the 2013 Woodworkers Fighting Cancer event. Now, we've been doing this for about 3 years, and since the beginning, we've raised nearly $25,000 for various cancer charities, including the American Cancer Society and Livestrong. Now, this year, we're working with Cancer Care. It's an organization that's devoted to helping patients and the family of patients get through this very, very difficult time, whether it's help with co-pays, transportation, just simply support groups, which is always helpful. All right, so we think it's a very worthy organization. Now, if you want to donate directly, you can do that at woodworkersfightingcancer.com, and the link will take you directly to the donation page on Cancer Care's website. But what I really hope you do, of course, direct donations are great, but the point of this video is we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to build a project together, and if you make that project and send me a photograph of it, I'm going to donate $5 myself to Cancer Care. We also have corporate sponsors who are matching that donation. So if you build this project, not only will I donate $5, but you've got a bunch of different companies each donating $5. And this is how we're going to reach our goal of $10,000 again this year. 10,000 is a nice round number, but we've done it in the past, and I know we can do it again. All right, so let's look at the project so you can see exactly what we're going to build. It's not that difficult. It took me about a day and a half to do. All right, it's a children's art easel. Let's take a look. This easel is so cool. I wish I had one when I was a kid. In fact, I'm going to call my mom and make her feel guilty that I didn't. Now, we've got a chalkboard face on this side. There's a dry erase marker face on the other side. And in the middle, we could store a roll of paper. And the paper just comes up over the side and goes under these cleats, and they hold it nice and tight to the surface. We've got a tray for storage. You got one on each side. And this entire tray unit comes off. We can unscrew it, lift it up off of there, and then this A-frame collapses. So if we need to store this thing flat, we could do that as well. Right now, this is not my design. This is actually a Wood Magazine plan, and thank you to the folks at Wood for donating the plan for our purposes for the charity build. And if you want to buy wood for this project, you can actually buy kits from Bell Forest Products. Now, here's the cool thing. For every kit that they sell, they're donating $10. So if you think about your personal impact on a charity event like this, $5 per corporate sponsor, $5 from me, and then $10 from Bell Forest Products if you get the kit from them, that's huge. I mean, that's a huge impact for an individual to make in a charity event, and all you have to do is build this thing. And you can give it to your kids, you can give it to a neighbor's kid. There are people who like to auction off these charity builds, and then they use the money they get from the auction to donate to the cause. All right, so a lot of ways you could go about it. Bottom line is everyone can help in their own way. All right, so let me show you the materials, the hardware, and the tools that you're going to need to make this project. Materials include 4 legs, 4 rails, 2 cleats, 2 tray sides, 4 tray fronts and backs, a chalkboard panel, a dry erase panel, a piece of 1/4-inch plywood for the tray bottoms, and a 3/4-inch diameter dowel rod. Hardware includes 4 1/4-20 threaded inserts and 4 1.25-inch long decorative bolts, 4 No. 8 1-inch long screws, 1 No. 8 1.25-inch long screw, 2 strap hinges, and 8 washers. Tooling includes a 3/8-inch rabbiting bit and a 1/4-inch roundover bit, a 3/4-inch Forstner bit, a dado stack, and a table saw to run that stack. Flames are optional. All of my stock is ripped to width at the table saw and cut to the appropriate length at the miter saw. Using a stop allows me to make repetitive cuts with ease. With the dado stack installed, we can begin cutting the dados into legs. A small stop block gives me the reference for the first pass, and the fence helps me locate the final pass. A test fit with one of the rails lets me know that I have the right settings. All 4 top dados can now be cut using this exact setup. The lower dado is cut the exact same way, only with the fence set at 26.25 inches. Now we need to cut a wide rabbet at the ends of the rails. Where each rail meets the legs, we have a nice half-lap joint. The bottom of each leg features a bevel cut at 18 degrees. We'll make that cut at the miter saw. Each leg then receives a 1/4 inch roundover at the top. Because this is end grain, it's a good idea to take light passes initially. The rails also receive a roundover, specifically the top edge of the bottom rails and the bottom edge of the top rails. Now with the legs bunched up in pairs and then each pair clamped together, we can measure 26 3/4 down from the top for our threaded insert holes. The hole size depends on the threaded insert that you use, but keep in mind if you're using hardwood, you might have to drill a wider hole to avoid cracking. Make sure you test this in scrap first. The insert is then tapped into the hole until it's flush with the surface. The frame can now be glued together. Long clamps help close up the shoulders, while small F-style clamps press the half-laps together. After the glue dries, I use the rabbiting bit to create a 3/8 inch wide rabbet, and the depth of that rabbet is set to match my chalkboard and whiteboard panel thickness. Now we can take a length and width measurement from the frame and cut our panels to size. The corners of the rabbet are rounded, so the panel corners need to be rounded as well. A template makes this process very accurate. Now that's a nice fit. Now I give the frames a good sanding, being careful to break all sharp edges and corners. And now we can work on the tray. At the table saw, we cut a rabbet into the ends of the tray sides, followed by a 1/2 inch dado just inside of that rabbet. The tray fronts and backs need a groove for the bottom panels, and I cut these at the table saw with my standard blade installed. By making 2 passes, I can get the exact width I need for my panels. With the tray frame dry assembled, I can get an exact measurement for my bottom panels. The panels are then cut to size. Before assembly, the tray sides need a few extra holes. 1/4 inch through holes are drilled for the bolts that hold the tray to the easel. Notice that I'm using a sacrificial backer to help prevent tear out. And one of the side pieces gets a 1/4 inch deep hole using the 3/4 inch Forstner bit. The other side gets the same hole, only this hole gets elongated with a chisel, creating an open-ended slot. Now all the tray pieces are sanded thoroughly. Assembly of the tray unit is pretty straightforward. I use a clamp at each joint. And once clamped up, check the unit for square. The cleats are then pre-drilled and countersunk at each end. They then receive a roundover on all 4 front edges. The finish I'm using is a simple wiping varnish. I apply the first coat with a foam brush, letting it soak in, and then wiping off the excess with a clean rag. Be careful not to get the finish on the inside of the rabbet. The tray also gets a nice coat of varnish. After the first coat dries, the surface is sanded lightly with 500 grit paper, and a second coat of finish is applied with a rag. Apply as many coats as you want until you have the desired appearance and level of protection. The hinges are super easy to install with the 2 frames butted up against each other. Using a self-centering bit, I drill pilot holes and then drive the screws. The 2 pieces should now be able to fold easily, and we can install the panels. A little glue in the rabbet and some clamping pressure should do the trick. While that glue dries, I create a small turn button out of some scrap stock. A pre-drilled countersunk hole allows us to attach it to the tray side with a 1 1/4 inch screw, right over that slotted hole. This will prevent the dowel rod from accidentally coming out. Now to put this thing together, place the tray on its side on a work surface and slide the folded easel into place. Don't knock it over. In this position, it's pretty easy to locate and drive the bolts. The cleats are now located, pre-drilled, and then attached with 1-inch screws and 2 washers. The washers provide just enough space for paper to pass through.
Well, not bad for a day and a half worth of work. And honestly, something like this, it just gives you the warm and fuzzies to be able to make something that has an impact in other people's lives, especially folks who are suffering from something as terrible as cancer. All right, so it just makes me feel good to be able to do this, and especially when I see these pictures rolling in of these projects, I know that we're really making a difference as a community. Now, to send me your pictures, just go to our project submission page on the Wood Whisperer website, and you'll be able to send me a photo. Now, we really only want one per person. Even if you build multiple easels, just send me a picture of one or a picture of them multiples together, right? But that only counts as one entry. And we'll see how we do. We're aiming for $10,000, and I really hope we get there. All right, so I just want to thank the folks at Wood Magazine for providing the plan, Bell Forest Products for providing the kits, and then of course all the individual builders and donors. Thank you so much for joining us for Woodworkers Fighting Cancer 2013. Right now I'm going to take this inside. My little guy is a little bit small for something like this. It seems like every year I build something in the charity that's a little bit too early for him. I think he can finally now use the rocking horse I built him 2 years ago. All right, but we'll take it inside nonetheless and see what we can do with it.